Hello and welcome to a new episode of Mole Thoughts, this time with Manor Lords in early access, and a lot of people are wondering, well, is this game really worth the money? And is it really as good as the 3.2 million wishlists on Steam suggest? Yeah, you heard that right. They also sold over 1 million copies in less than 24 hours after the early access release, and people are like, wait, this is a strategy game, right? This is a city management game. Yes, it is. It is not Total War, it's not Crusader Kings, it's its own thing, but it's definitely focusing more on the medieval city building. And no, this is not fantasy medieval, this is medieval closer to what a realistic representation of the medieval ages would be in a video game. Of course, they made some concessions here and there to keep the game flow in place, and they already do a really good job. You're starting out with absolutely nothing, and then you are starting to build a little hamlet, as you can see here from me in the background, and you have to make sure that the people have enough food, that they have clothes, that they have their church, which keeps them happy, and of course you need other resources to build all those houses, and you have to make sure that you have plenty of it. And yes, there are changes in weather, which can also create like lightning strikes, which would then put buildings on fire, and you have to put out the fires. And there are also changes of season, and that means you have to account for the different food which will be available depending on the season. You have also farms which you can build, but farms take a lot of people to maintain, and they come a little bit later in the game. And then, of course, one of the biggest notes is there are military forces, they are bandits on the map, and you have to defend your city. You have to build militias, you have to build the weapons, you have to build the armor, and, well, last but not least, you need people who can actually do it, right? So only the males will take up arms, right? They will only defend the city, and so you need quite a bit of townspeople to actually have enough men to then defend your city, and if they fail, well, kiss your city goodbye, right? So you don't really want that to happen, which is also kind of cool. Like, the combat feels already really good. It's so interesting to see a game where combat is definitely not the most important thing in the game, but still feeling so good. The formations, the commands you can give, the different unit types, which all have different weapons like spears, swords, halberds, and so on and so forth. You really have to manage your units quite right and give them the right commands in battle. Like, you can say stand your ground or fall a little bit back to lure in the enemy or be aggressive and something like that, which is a really, really cool thing. And I often thought, man, you know what? I would wish to see that in a Total War game. Why does Total War not have that? So again, even though combat is not the most important thing in this game, it's really good, and that goes for everything in this game. Are there some bugs in the game? Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me tell you about one funny bug. One of my buildings caught fire, and for whatever reason, my carryoxes walked by the house. So they were walking on the street, and they were just walking by the house, and they died. They just died on the spot. I was like, hey, wait, what? What's going on here? And thankfully, I just had to reload. So I saved, I reloaded, and then my oxes were fine, and they were just moving on. But that was one of the bugs I had in my playthrough. I saw some other content creators having some bugs here and there, but most of the time you could just save, reload, and you could continue to just do your thing. But regardless of that, as I said, the base gameplay, which is already in the game, feels really, really polished. We had too many strategy games as of late, yes, looking at you, City Skylines 2, where unfortunately even the base game was not finished, where some of the gameplay elements felt like they have to rework them, which they do, and you don't have that in this game. Like, all the base aspects feel good, and now I can look forward to more additions to the game. Like, I'm looking forward to actually have other NPC cities on the map, which you can trade with, which you can fight with, right? That's not in yet. I want to see what they're doing with the more military aspects of the game. I want to see more resources. I want to see more of the talent trees, because right now you only have a few talents you can choose from whenever your city is upgrading, and you cannot reset that. And they're clearly some talents which are much better than the other ones right now. And so there is still a lot of balance and a lot of addition of gameplay coming your way. But you have the feeling that they can manage it. And I say they, even though it is one person who is working on this game. Hopefully now with the money they made, they can hire some more people, and then hopefully in half a year we will have much more content beyond because of that. But this is the point I have to make, and that is, would I recommend this game at its current price point, which is $30-$40? The answer is yes, but only if you really look for city builder. You just want to kick back a little bit and have some good time watching your city grow. And, well, yes, also restart here and there, because you will make quite a bit of mistakes at the beginning, and they will kick you later than in the butt. Is this game beginner friendly? This is one of the bigger questions I sometimes get, and the answer is yes. It is beginner friendly, but in the end, you will restart once or twice. If you have a problem with that, don't touch it. If you don't, then it's completely fine. But as I said, the game is very beginner friendly in my opinion. It doesn't try to overwhelm you with a lot of the resources you have to farm or anything. It starts out pretty slow, and there is already a lot there. So if you are okay with what's there, you will have your fun. But I will be blunt, just wait a little bit longer for this game if you really want to see the full potential of this game. Like, the game is good. It's really, really good. Now we just wait that this game is becoming exceptional. And that would take half a year or a year, depending on how fast they can work. But they are on their way already to that point, and they really seem to go for it. So, yeah, if you want to wait a little bit longer and you want to see how this game feels with all the other features coming in, I totally understand. But yeah, if you're looking for a city builder, this game is already great. And for a one-person project, puts a lot of other city builders to shame. With that said, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. Also, if you're new in the channel and you want to see more strategy games and more videos of Manor Lords, don't forget to subscribe. We're also streaming sometimes here on the channel. I already did some Manor Lords streams with my first impressions. If you want to see that, you can do that as well. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.